Hey Addicts, what's up? We're back for Slime, episode 20, and we're in the final stretch of Slime here.
Not that many left.
There's not that many left.
And we're still well, okay, I know the source material, so Josh can't debate this, but where are they going to stop?
I think, well, I mean, I do know a little bit. I feel like ending it on the kids is not going to be a good deal. So we'll say that at the end of the video, though, because they don't even know what these kids are yet. Well, they probably do because they watched the show way ahead of us. So we get to see that this is kind of like a direct sequel from the last episode. You see that they're having a celebration. They're actually eating all of the flying manatees. They're not manatees, but you know what I'm saying. The cherubus and everything like that. And, pretty prosperous. We get a little bit of a time lapse, I think, and we get to see that Rimuru is actually being haunted by Shizu in his dreams, and it's basically her regret, before she died, of wanting the kids to be safe, if that's right. I mean, I guess technically she calls out for him to save them, but not necessarily from what. So he wants to act on that since it was kind of her dying wish, and so. Or I guess one of two, because the other one's to go after the Demon Lord. But, so we get to see that he's actually leaving the Federation to go find these kids, and he knows that they're in... Do you remember the kingdom name? It's like Inagrius or something like that. I don't know.
Inagrius?
Yeah. And it's basically a kingdom that's all populated by otherworlders, or at least has a lot of them there, because they have you can tell the way it's designed, they have a lot of things that from our world, he was whoa, they have automatic doors and everything like that. So we get to see that he actually meets one of Shizu's former students, Yuki, and I don't remember exactly where his standing is in there.
I think he's the headmaster of the school, and
also, that's right, because he founded it,
and he's also the guild. It's not a guild. I think he's the top of the guild as well.
Yeah.
So he's got two jobs.
Yeah, so we get to see the introduction with him and Rimuru, and it's actually quite comical, because since he's from Japan, Rimuru's able to show them that he's not a hostile slime by printing all of his favorite mangas, which is pretty great. And also you have great Sage saying that's a complete waste of your power, and he's that's a perfectly effective way of using my power. So
exactly.
That, but then we kind of get real quick the introduction of the children that he's taking care of, and we know that these are Make-A-Wish kids because they don't got much time.
Ooh.
What?
You're completely right, but that cut my soul a little bit.
Sorry.
Yeah, they're going to explode because they have too much power.
Yeah.
And also, reference for those of you who are ahead, Hinata is introduced, and we get to see her, not her doing anything, but the headmaster talking about her that she's a lot more powerful than even Shizu was.
Right.
By the time I think she was 14 or 15.
And one thing I forgot to mention is that before Rimuru actually left the city, Milim actually left to go meet with the other Demon Lords. So
they're chilling.
Yeah.
And doing bad things.
Probably getting them into loads of trouble. But yeah, so that was all that we get to see basically of this
you get to see a glimpse of the kids.
Yeah, get a little bit of a glimpse.
Rimuru has a Vietnam flashback, but we don't see which specific kid. Looks like it's either Alice or Chloe that caused them to have the flashback. We don't know why. Till Vedor's flashback, yeah. Something, there's a connection there. At this point, the audience does not know what the connection is.
Right. The other thing I like that they mentioned was, obviously we've been getting a lot of time skips, but they haven't really confirmed how much length of time it is. I know some people in the comments like to say specifically what those links are. So for all you fact checkers out there, you'll be happy to know that they actually say in the anime that it's been 2 years since he's been reincarnated. So
yeah, we do get a timeline. Also interesting is the kids all think he's a male.
Yeah, which I told you, he's not, you could say that he's genderless, but it's clear that he's going for one or the other. He looks like a girl almost, but obviously he's not had the development of a girl, so just assume that he's a young man or young boy, whatever you want to say.
All right, we'll end that there.
You can't just assume they're genderless.
They're genderless.
What?
That's canon. It's canon.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Call their teacher it?
Explain it to the. We won't get into that. So we do get to see the kids. First thing he walks in, they throw a fireball at him.
Yeah.
Fire sword. And then he kind of figures out.
Blow.
Yeah, he finally figured out oh, this is chaos. How am I going to take care of these kids? Mm-hmm. He also understands that they only have a year left to live, so at the most. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard for him to try to save all them and get get them to respect him and everything else.
So looking forward to, well, actually, I'm not a kid person, so I'm not looking forward really, but I am curious to see if they're going to turn around for me, because it's going to be interesting how they play this, if he's going to do it to where it's like trying to give them the best moments until they pass away, or, you know, if we're going to see some conflict come in here to where they're like going to try to use the kids for something. I'm speculating for all those anime watchers out there.
And we do get to see how much of a jerk the other kingdoms are, that they're just, well, we don't know if it's the kingdoms, but we know that basically that situation with the kids is happening because people are getting impatient. They're not willing to like build up their militaries, and they're just like, we'll just summon heroes. And they're like the failed attempt to summon heroes. In this episode, it does talk about like the difference between him, them, and like Rimuru. And you know, if you want to know the difference, watch the episode, because it's a lot of information that I don't exactly all remember.
Read the book.
Or read the book. Yeah. So we do get again a key introduction of two key characters. We get Hinata, and we get the headmaster of the school. We'll have to see how much of them we're going to see more in this season. That kind of depends when the arc ends. And overall, it was an interesting episode. I think Slime is kind of getting into the swing of things as it's closing up. We'll have to see how they handle it. Overall, like the animation of the city and everything, I was happy with that.
Their city, like Rimuru City, is huge now. But as far as like the placement of this, the middle has been really turning up. It's been really great.
Turned up.
Yeah, to 100. No wait, Mob does that. Anyway, but you know, getting onto the later part, it seems like things are slowing down. So I'm curious to see if they're gonna try to end it on another big high note, whether happy or sad, or if it's kind of just slow to a crawl in this later episodes. So or final episodes, I should say.
It'll be interesting because since I think episode 3 or 4, we've been seeing. You said that. Okay, since episode like 3 or 4, we've been seeing pretty much only. Rimuru, like episode 1 and 3 was just Rimuru and like Veldora. And then we've been seeing like his whole crew now.
So now he's finally going solo.
Now he's going solo again. And,
well, sort of. He has Wrangle with him, but
yeah. And then he got just the kids there. So it'll be more of a contained group of people instead of what we've been seeing recently, which is like a whole town.
Sure. So. Plus, if he runs into any conflict, there's no backup coming.
Yep.
So
foreshadowing.
Yep.
Anyway, well, that's pretty much it for this episode. We're excited for what's to come with Slime. I know there's one more character that we're going to see. And she is another Demon Lord. There you go. There's your clue. And she looks really cool. Really awesome. She's so powerful. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. So I'm excited for that character introduction and for what's to come with Slime. And hopefully it ends at either a good point or it ends at a point that is good for another reason. Sad. It's either sad or it's good.
I don't know. Or it's sad.
Or it's good and it's sad. Anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. It was pretty good, and we're excited for what's to come. Looks like only 4 episodes left, so we'll be done here in March? Looks like it's going to finish in March, so we'll probably go back and do a full review after the show and kind of talk about it in general. But so far, it's been a great experience, and I like slimes more than I ever have.
True. Have some respect for the slimes now. But alright guys, we'll end this one up and we'll see you guys for the next one. So
later, Addicts.
Peace.